Yeah, it's going down, man. It's Donnie Houston Podcast. I am Donnie Houston. Check it out. We got a special guest today. Young lady in the house, man. Young woman, if you will. All the way from Houston, Texas. You know what I mean? But she's visiting from Cali. Hey, Jana Thompkins, what's going on?
Hey.
I didn't even do the proper introduction. She's a professional dancer.
Yes.
And not on the pole, not that type of dancer. We talking about real choreography. You know what I mean? Real, what do you call it? Is it background dancing? What do you call it?
Tour dancing, background dancing, like you said, choreography, all of that. Yeah,
for sure.
Dance.
Well, while we here, go ahead and lay it out. Let them know how serious you are with this thing. We ain't talking about no.
Yeah, I mean, like who I dance for?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, it's gone down. Usher, Neo, Lady Gaga, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj. I should have looked at my resume.
Yeah.
Carrie Hilson, Sierra. It's a lot of names. Jaden Smith, Jason Derulo. Who else?
Whole lot of people.
A whole lot of people. It'll come back.
A whole lot of people. Yeah, for sure. So how you doing? What's going on?
I'm good. Good as we can be. Right now, you know what I'm saying, considering the time. The industry done got hit pretty hard, so everybody's at a little bit of a standstill, which is good in some respects. Sometimes you got to kind of just chill out, reconnect, get your own stuff in order, because you find yourself, especially in the industry I'm in, you find yourself just moving for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And it be all about the hustle, it be all about the dollar, and you project to project, movement to movement, so you really don't get a lot of time to just work on you and do stuff for yourself, build for yourself. So that's really been what I've made this time about,
Yeah, so I mean, what's some of the things you've been kind of doing for yourself?
Recently, I've taken a lot of time to start to build my website, something that I should have had going a long time ago. Getting pictures and stuff together, just footage of myself over the past 15 years of a career that I've had, trying to collect all my footage to have a hub for myself, you know what I'm saying, to start to create the community that I want to have. I want to give back in ways, just through the arts, yes, but also I'm real focused on, just like mental development and making sure your mind is sound, take care of yourself before you try to take care of somebody else or give to somebody else. So yeah, I want to be able to create a little bit to bridge the gap between artistry and like mental health. So,
yeah, for sure. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've been in LA for so long, though.
Yeah.
What does it say, 15? How long? 15 years?
Yeah, well, I moved out there when I was 21, so like 14 years, yeah.
14 years, damn. So when you went out there, you went specifically for this?
Yeah.
Did you have a lead? Did you have a lead to anything? Or you just like, I'm just going to LA, I'm going to figure it out when I get there?
Well, I went to Howard at first, where I was a dance major, and I did a psychology minor, but I always knew I wanted, dance to take me everywhere. I wanted to travel, I wanted to do all type of stuff. And I wound up getting an internship my sophomore year in LA with Debbie Allen. She had a Debbie Allen Dance Academy, and I got an internship out there. And once I went out there, like I said, I was like 21, and I'm around all these kids and adults, just a variation of ages, and dance knew no age, you know what I'm saying? Like, people were 9 years old in commercials and working and supporting their families and stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm late, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I need to get a degree and all that. Not that I knock a degree, but I didn't really need one for what I want to do as far as, just dancing and touring. So it was almost like the best and worst thing that could have happened to me, because I was like, I don't even want to go back to college. I just want to get started, because with dance, it's all about your physicality. So you got to be young, you got to be able-bodied, you got to be, limber and all that stuff. So I was like, oh, I need to get on it. And so I did that my sophomore year. My sophomore year, the internship that summer, and then I didn't even go back my junior year. I was invited to stay and just be an artist in residence and take class basically for a living. And
so you didn't go back to school?
I did not go back to Howard my junior year because, like I said, I went out there that summer. I was there for about a month and some change, and I was already so good, honestly. You know what I'm saying? They were like, "Oh, you you can start working as soon as you want. If you out here, it's for you. You know what I'm saying? And I had already peeped that because I was there with people, strangers that I had never met before. We all taking class all day, every day, and I'm being singled out by choreographers and creatives, and they're just really taking a liking to me and paying attention to me and saying like, oh, okay, no, she's really talented. Who are you? What's your name? They coming in figuring out who I am, and I was like, oh, okay, so. No,
Oh,
actually,
little big Texas coming in
I'm
there.
saying it's time. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But it did. I was like, yeah, I already have what it takes. I just need to be out here. And my parents they were totally understanding of that. They were like, oh yeah, okay, well.
See, that's what's up.
So I did. My parents have always been supportive, financially and just they've always been there. They've never told me like, no, you won't be able to do this. They've always had my back. My mom was taking me back and forth from school to dance competitions or dance class. Like that's all I did my entire life. Just very disciplined with it, and like I said, I had the support system. So when I was at Howard and when they sent me on the internship to go to LA and be in that Debbie Allen Dance Academy, my mom, once she learned, oh, they think that you're good and they think that you really have a career, and she was like, oh, great, that's all we need to hear. If you don't want to go back, you don't have to go back. So that's where it all started for me.
That's what's up. So I mean, after the academy, then I mean, how do you get your first gig? Like, talk a little bit about that whole road.
Well, that was interesting. I won't go into too much detail, but they really didn't want you to do a lot of outside stuff from the Debbie Allen Dance Academy. They really kind of just wanted. She was building her own team of artists and dancers and stuff. So she really preferred it if you stayed there and continued to grow and learn there. But I wound up kind of like sneaking out and doing just going on an audition for Missy at the time. Missy Elliot, she was having it was like a Chingling music video, but I went to this audition and that was really what it was. I just
So first audition, you get the gig.
First audition, I got a call back. The first audition, okay. So then the first one, I got my call back and I kind of got broke into it or whatever. But from that audition, these other choreographers had found me and got into me, and so I wound up doing a job in Japan for like 4 months. I went on a tour with this Japanese artist. Her name is AI, and so I did not get the Missy job, but I did get another job.
You got to make a little money.
That.
Yeah,
and it was. I was great. I mean, the artist, nobody knew her as far as like in the States or anything, but in Japan, she was a big deal. She was everything. She took us all around the country and just got deep into their culture, and the pay was amazing, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. I never would have been here otherwise. And then as soon as I came
how long does that happen between you moving to LA and you getting that gig?
So it took about 2 years because, like I said, we didn't do anything outside of train. So I respected that. They didn't really want you to do anything. You could get an agent, but anything that conflicted with your dance schedule daily or anything, they weren't really for that. So you have auditions throughout the day, and I had an agency, but I really couldn't go to those auditions because I'm supposed to be
locked
here.
In,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that became a big conflict for me because I was like, do I want to continue to do, more like concert dance, or do I really want to just get out here and tour and see the world and dance behind artists and do, so that was a bit of a head-to-head that I was having just with the studio in general. No disrespect, but I knew what I wanted, and yes, this was a catalyst to get me there, but it was really more about her hub, so it was a little bit of a push and a pull, but I was supposed to be at a sound check for a show she was having, and I wound up like not going to the sound check because I wanted to go to an audition. I was like, bump this, I'm gonna just do what I want to do because I'm all I got. So that's what I did, and it wound up being great because
you got to bet on yourself sometime though,
I did. That's exactly what I had to do, and it wound up like inspiring a lot of my friends because there were people that were older than me in that same academy and that same structure who wanted to do what I was doing, and they were just like, oh, well, I can't because of X, Y, and Z. And I was like, well, I don't feel like I have that obligation. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what I want to do because I know where I want to go and where I want to be. And yeah, I just had to step out on that. So I wound up getting kicked out, but I'm
How,
great now,
yeah,
so it's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. So after that, I mean, what's the first American thing that you ended up getting the gig for?
Missy. So I
So
did
you did get the Missy gig after?
not that one. I
Okay.
got a different one after that. They wound up having another audition with, and I went to that and I booked that one like hands down. Cause by then I was seasoned. I think when the first one came, I didn't really have like my look together. I didn't
So
understand.
all this matters in the dance, like when you're going to do.
Yeah, everything as far as like your look, your hairstyle, what you put on, everything. Your physical presentation is damn near 50% of the gig, if not 75, because it's about what you look like. You know, they're not gonna put you together and say, "Oh, you need this hairstyle. You need." They're not gonna do that. And I didn't understand that when I went to my first audition. So I went to my first audition like it was class, and I didn't have a whole lot of hair and makeup and a cute outfit. I had on some sweats and a t-shirt, and my
You in
hair
there
was.
dancing your ass
I
off.
was in a
It don't even
gig, and
matter.
you know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at people in full out outfits. They look like they ready for the stage. And I was like, "But you already got the job. I don't get it." But you know, I just didn't get it because I didn't come from that. So yeah, like when I after I went on that tour in Japan, I learned like, oh, okay, no, you have to really like have yourself together. You have to have a presence, because they don't know who I am. You know what I'm saying? So you have to find a way to stand out and find a way to define yourself before people even see you dance. You know. And so once I figured that out, I was like, okay. So I still, even when I went to the next audition, I still had like some baggy sweats on. I had some Howard sweats on. I had a t-shirt, but it was like I felt comfortable in it. I had a little bit of makeup on, like hair, but I was in my vibe by then, so I wasn't really worried
Press.
about the
Yeah.
person next to me who just spent 2 hours getting dressed. I was like, okay, that's you, but I'm about to dance my ass off, and I know who I am at this point. So they rocked with me. Yandy, you know Yandy from like Love and Hip Hop. I was like, so okay. So she was there sitting with Missy at the time. She was managing, and she saw my Howard sweats, and she was like, "You went to Howard? I went to Howard." And so we connected on that, and then Missy was just like, "You just getting it. You get it. Like you get, you know, you know you are. You vibe." So
So
I
you go in.
freestyle.
How do these things work? Y'all go in there and they just 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 and
Yeah,
2,
so
and learn in 5
what it
minutes.
is at first,
Learn the routine.
basically, it's quick, and it be like hundreds and hundreds of people there. So you be fighting to see and be seen or whatever. But yeah, basically the audition. Let's say the audition's at 12 o'clock. Okay, you get there, and they start teaching it whatever time they teach, and you just gotta get it how you get it. You know what I'm saying? And then they split you up. You normally there's like a sign-in sheet, and you know you give your headshot, your resume, and they just call you by either numbers or you know the names or whatever, however it go, and you just go into a room probably like 5 6 at a time, and then you dance, and from there they say, oh, 1 2, can y'all stay, the rest of y'all thank you. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how it go. You'll do the dance, and then they might want you to freestyle, they might not. It depends on the job. This particular one with Missy, they wanted you to freestyle afterwards. So we danced and did the choreography, and then they just played another song, and everybody just freestyle. You freestyle till they tell you to go. You know what I'm saying? Till they want you to move on. And I feel like I freestyle for like a whole song. You know what I'm saying? I just got off, just did what I felt, and they was rocking with me. But yeah, so that's really how I go. Everyone is kind of different, but for the most part, yeah, you go in, they teach you a bunch of choreography, and then you just gotta come back and you gotta make it your own. You gotta make it dope. You gotta sell it better than what they gave to you. You know.
Yeah. So this was for. So how long were you on the? Was this for a tour?
So yes, it
Yeah.
was for a music video. It was like she had this chingaling and ching ching getting paid over here. It was for one of the Step Up movies. So we did like a promo tour for that, and did some shows and stuff, and then she wound up going on tour after that. And so I got that tour, which was like, because I wanted to dance for Missy, you know, since Super Duper Fly, I Can't Stand the Rain. I was like, I don't know if she got dances or not, but I'm about to be there. That was really the only dream I had, and that was like the first big job I had.
No
I was
shit.
like,
That's what's
I
up.
could check out. Honestly, I don't know what else there is to do, because that was really all I wanted to do. But I just, just kept moving, honestly, and like just figured it out. But yeah, like, so we went on tour, and she, like, overseas is crazy. You would just see like a whole sea of people just jumping and dancing, people that don't speak no English, don't know nothing more than whatever words is in the song, and they don't even understand what they saying, but they screaming at the top of their lungs. Just, And she'll be, hold on. Y'all not loud enough. Y'all not big enough, whatever. And she'll start a whole song over, and we just out there just hype and jumping and dancing, and the crowds is going crazy. I ain't never been a part of like a concert or anything with any artist that had as much power as she did just over people that don't speak any English. It was amazing at that time. Like now I've been around a bit more, but I was at that time I was like, "Oh my god, this is crazy."
Yeah. What's been your favorite tour or favorite gig or
Favorite
moment or whatever?
tour, that one for sure, cuz like I said, just seeing other cultures, in love with what we do, something that's, fun and it comes naturally. Seeing them be so in love with us, I think was definitely one of my first like eye-opening experiences. And then I wound up also touring with Carrie Hilson after that, and with Carrie, cause she had that song "You Turning Me On."
Hmm.
That's when she was on her wave. So I got to be a part of that, doing all promo, and she traveled the world too. So I got to see a lot more of the world with her. So I always pay homage to her and that camp because they took me around the world too, and just again getting to experience people and cultures and life that just wasn't in my own little bubble. That was such a eye-opening experience. And then I remember I was with Neo, and he did. It was when the All Stars was out here, and he performed for the opening of the All Star game, and I got to do that, and I got to get my dad and my uncle in the
That's dope to do
game.
that at
Like,
home. That's dope.
yeah, so that was like. I felt like I was on top of the world at that point. I was like, y'all want to go to the game? I can get y'all tickets. I got y'all tickets. Like, I was so hyped and, yeah, just performing and friends and family at the house, watching me at the house, you know what I'm saying? And they'd come to concerts and stuff when, it would be a concert here, but that was just different. And then another big moment was Super Bowl. I did my first Super Bowl with Missy then too. She was like a guest of Carrie Hilson's, and we did Super Bowl, and that was a huge moment. Just just things that you see on TV. Just again, things that I never really thought about wanting to be a part of, or really didn't even see that they were like that much
But it
like
was
an
even
option.
even a
Yeah,
possibility.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
possibility. And then all of a sudden, it's like, hey, you want to do this? You could do this. Are you free? You could do this. And it was like, oh my god, like I didn't even know me doing my little 2 step and 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't even know that.
And 5 and 6 and 7.
Yeah, like really though, I really didn't even see how big and how far it could take me when I was at a young age. And even honestly, when I was in my early 20s, I didn't see how big and how great it could be. I just knew I just had my head down and I was just constantly getting better. I just wanted to be better, be greater, push harder, learn more. That was always another thing. I wanted to learn so many different styles. I had so many different dance styles under my belt that a lot of people didn't have. Now everything is so hip hop based, but I had come from ballet and tap, and I didn't even do African, like traditional African styles. I didn't learn that till I went to Howard. But yeah, I had like so much like classical training before. And then when I was able to take that and turn that into something else at Howard and be able to marry that into more modern based dance and more, like I said, traditional African based dance, all of that, little did I know, was cultivating my personal dance style. I'm able to pull from so many different pieces of training that I have and just melt them all into one style that becomes how I move. I didn't even realize that that's what I was doing. So even now, when I dance, people are like, "Oh my God, you have something that's just you." Or even when I teach stuff, it's like, "Girl, that's just Jana. Nobody moves like that." And I'm like, I guess that's true, cause I do. I have a lot of training under my belt, and I didn't even realize that's what I was doing. I was just excited about dancing. You know what I'm saying? Excited about learning. Oh, they doing that. Let me do that like them. Oh, look at. Oh, I can do that too. Let me see. Just being curious and excited. And yeah,
So I mean, have you done everything you want to do in dance?
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I don't really have, as far as just me as a performer.
As a performer, yeah.
Yes, I've done everything. Done it twice, honestly. Like I've seen every part of the world that I want to see. Things that's only on pictures or places that are only a name. I've been there. I've traveled. I've done, like I said, I did NBA All Stars twice. I did Super Bowl twice. Like all that type of big stuff I did. And had a great time. I danced for every artist I wanted to dance for. Um, Yeah, and I got friendships. Like these artists are friends, like we talk to each other, we text, we're friends, we reach out, we connect, we stay connected and check on one another. Even, in all of this pandemic stuff, we all reach out to each other. Missy, Carrie, Nia, like everybody reaches out, shows love, make sure we're all good. Like it's such a
That's
great
dope.
community
That's
of
dope.
people.
Because I
Yeah.
mean, you hear so much about like LA kind of having like this whole thing of like everybody's kind of fake and whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, have you experienced any of that? Because I mean, of course, you can notice the difference between this, the city here, you know what I'm saying, Houston and LA. Like, just a whole nother vibe, man. Talk a
Yeah.
little bit about that.
Of course you meet people fake,
Yeah.
people fake. That's what it is. And I mean, you have to give them a pass. You gotta give everybody a pass on being fake
Have
because
you kind of just gotten like, she don't even.
yeah, it's not about me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you being fake or being phony or funny to me. That's not about me. That's about you. You know what I'm saying? Like especially with artists, it can get real competitive. Like female artists, they'll start to feel away when dancers are in the room that are real confident or whatever. But again, like it's so much pressure on whatever that artist's name is to be the best. You know what I'm saying? To be the best dancer, to be the best singer, to be the best performer, and to also just be fine and make it look easy and flawless and effortless. So it's a lot of pressure. So when you got other people in the room that you might feel like are better than you or whatever, it's just a lot of pressure. So I understand it. So when people are fake, it doesn't really rub me left or right because I'm still moving in my truth. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like putting on a whole bunch of makeup and being extra cute today, that's what I'm gonna do. And then if I backdoor and come the next day and look like I rolled out the bed, I feel just as great that time as I did when I had, a face full of makeup on. But that's just me. I think that's my upbringing. I think that's coming from here. You know what I'm saying? How we all are. We have confidence. I think just as a people, Houston, like I look just as great rolling out the bed as I do when I put 3 hours into getting ready. So, because we know who we are, I think it's just a different breed of people. So, but yeah, people be fake and people be funny in your face, and you can see it, especially if you grounded in yourself. You see it. You see it before it even hit your door. You know what you're gonna walk into, but you just do you. Can't let that adjust how you move, cause then you're not living in your truth, and now you over second guessing yourself and should I, shouldn't I? Ain't nobody got time for all that.
Yeah. For anybody who maybe second guessing themselves and or maybe just considering kind of going to the dance or moving to LA or whatever, what would you have for them?
I would say always be a student. Like always be willing to learn stuff. If you feel like you've mastered one style of anything, then stop doing it. Go do something else. Go to the room where you are the weakest link and figure out how to make yourself the strongest. Make yourself now the model for that room. That's because that was always what I did. I would put myself. I remember even when I first went to LA and had to learn how to. This sounds funny, but I had to learn how to dance hip hop. I didn't do hip hop style of dancing ever. Nobody ever taught us hip hop anywhere that I had gone. And I was always dancing barefoot or in ballet shoes or tap shoes. Somebody had to tell me, Jenny, you have to put on sneakers. You have to put on shoes and you have to learn how to dance. Because I was in hip hop class, killing it barefoot. And they was like, no one's going to book you barefoot.
You got to put your shoes on
Put some
and
shoes on.
do it. Yeah.
You got to figure it out. I had to teach myself, learn how to dance just with shoes on, which sounds silly. But I already had.
Based on, you've been trained a certain way, right?
Yeah,
right,
never doing that. So that was something too that I had to figure out. And shoes make you move different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so like I said, but I didn't shy away from it. I wasn't like, well, bump this. I'm gonna go back to the modern dance class or the classes where they let me do what I want. I was like, nope, I'm up for this challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like all type of stuff like that. I was taking so many different styles, flamenco stuff that you'll really just never see me do professionally, but I understood, okay, well, this is just another little piece of me cultivating my own style, cultivating how I move. And I can recognize some choreographers, they might be putting together some movement and they might not have as much historical context as far as movement is concerned, but they know what they want something to look like or something to feel like. And that's where you have to trust your dancers to come in and make movement make sense. And so that was something that I was able to do. Like, oh, I know where this type of style comes from. I know where this heel stomp is coming from. Or I know where this hand is coming from, or this arm, or whatever. So I was able to say, oh, this feels like traditional African, or oh, this is ballet, this is a port de bras, or this is tap. I already know all these fast feet, you know. So to be able to say, to articulate it physically is something different. So that's what I say, like, immerse yourself in different dance styles. Like I said, if you feel like you're great at A, B, and C, then it's time for you to hit D, you know, and E, F, G. You know, it's time for you to hit them. It's time for you to just go. Don't get comfortable.
Don't get comfortable.
Don't get comfortable.
That's what's up, man. Well, Miss Jana, it's been dope having you on.
Yeah.
We'll look for you, your social media and everything.
Oh yeah, at Jana B Thompkins. That's my Instagram. Jana B Thompkins. JanaBThompkins.
For sure. And your YouTube, because you get that going, right?
Yeah, I'm getting YouTube going, but it's not even up yet. If you go to my social media, that'll be my Instagram. That's where I'll launch everything. That's where I got the most following and everything. So, yeah, and I'm always posting stuff, awareness in the community and stuff, man. It's a tough time, so make sure you just connect with your loved ones and stay informed, vote, and, yeah. Stay a part of the grassroots.
That's what's up. It's the Dynasty Podcast. We out.
Yeah.